Jack Harrison was the kind of bloke who turned heads in the bustling streets of London. At 45, he exuded confidence like a well-tailored suit, sharp, fitted, and unyielding. His days began with the ritual of grabbing a steaming cup of black coffee from the corner stall, exchanging quick banter about the latest footsie buzz, before striding into the gleaming lobby of Apex Tech Solutions. The lift ride to the 30th floor was his ascent to power, where his corner office awaited with panoramic views of the Thames sparkling under the morning sun. Framed photos on his desk anchored him. Sarah, his wife of 15 years, with her warm hazel eyes and infectious laugh. Emily, their 12-year-old daughter, captured in a moment of pure joy at her piano recital, braces gleaming. And Tommy, 8, mid-stride on the football pitch, his face alight with determination. That morning, like countless others, Jack dove into his routine. Emails flooded his inbox, proposals, reports, urgent queries from clients. He prepped for the board meeting with the precision of a surgeon, slides polished to perfection. In the sleek boardroom, surrounded by executives in crisp attire, Jack commanded attention. "Ladies and gentlemen," he began, his voice steady and resonant, projecting authority, "our Q3 strategy is a game-changer. We're not just aiming for growth. We're engineering dominance. With targeted digital campaigns and data-driven insights, we're forecasting a 30% surge in market share. We've analyzed competitors' vulnerabilities, outdated tech stacks, sluggish response times, and positioned ourselves to exploit them ruthlessly." He clicked through graphs, pie charts bursting with vibrant colors, projections that painted a picture of inevitable success. Questions flew. What about economic volatility? One board member probed, leaning forward skeptically. Jack smiled, unflappable. "We've built-in buffers, diversified revenue streams, and adaptive algorithms. This plan isn't reactive, it's proactive." Applause erupted as the meeting concluded. Chairman Harlan, a silver-haired titan with a firm handshake, pulled him aside. "Jack, you're the linchpin here. That promotion to VP? It's yours by year's end." Elation carried him through the day. Calls with clients sealed deals worth millions, his charisma closing gaps where numbers alone fell short. By evening, he navigated the rush-hour traffic back to the suburbs, the city skyline fading in his rearview mirror. Their Surrey home was a sanctuary, Georgian style, with a wraparound veranda, manicured lawn, and a garden that hosted countless barbecues. Sarah greeted him at the door, her apron dusted with flour from preparing his favorite homemade shepherd's pie layered with mince and mash. "How was the conquest?" she teased, planting a kiss that still sparked butterflies after all these years. The kids ambushed him, Emily waving a report card boasting straight A's, Tommy tugging at his sleeve for a quick game of footy before dinner. Around the dinner table, conversation flowed like fine wine. "Dad, my science project on volcanoes won first place," Emily announced, eyes sparkling. "That's my girl." Future Nobel laureate, Jack beamed, high-fiving her. Tommy chimed in, "Coach says I'm the fastest on the team. Can we practice headers after pudding?" Sarah laughed, serving seconds. "Only if you eat your veg, champ." The evening wound down with family movie night, snuggled on the sofa watching an animated adventure, laughter echoing through the room. Later, as the kids slept, Jack and Sarah shared a glass of wine on the veranda. 15 years, she murmured, leaning into him. "And every day better than the last." He kissed her forehead. "Couldn't do it without you." Life was a well-orchestrated symphony, career soaring, family thriving, future secure. But symphonies can descend into dissonance. It started subtly, like a distant thunderclap. Whispers in the office corridors, merger talks with tech giant. Jack overheard snippets during lunch breaks, dismissed them as corporate tittle-tattle. "I've been here too long. My track record speaks for itself," he confided to Lisa, his efficient assistant, as she handed him a stack of files. Yet, the rumors persisted, morphing into anxious emails and hushed meetings. One afternoon, an all-staff memo landed, exciting merger announcement, restructuring for synergy. Jack's stomach twisted, but he rationalized it. Opportunities ahead, he told Sarah over dinner, forcing optimism. The hammer fell swiftly. Summoned to HR, Jack entered the sterile room expecting routine paperwork. Instead, Carla, the young HR rep with a sympathetic smile that didn't reach her eyes, delivered the blow. Due to the merger, your department is being streamlined. Your position is redundant. The words hung heavy. Jack leaned forward, disbelief etching his features. Redundant. After 15 years of loyalty, I've generated billions in revenue. She slid the severance package across the desk. 2 months' pay, extended benefits, a generic letter of recommendation. It's not personal, it's business. He gathered his belongings in a cardboard box, the photos, the plaques engraved with top performer, the stress ball he squeezed during high-stakes calls, and walked out into a downpour, the rain masking his tears. Breaking the news to Sarah that night was agony. The kitchen table, usually a hub of joy, became a confessional. They let me go, he said, voice cracking. Her fork clattered to the plate. What? How could they? She rose, enveloping him in a hug. We'll get through this. You're brilliant, jobs will line up. The kids sensed the shift, their usual chatter subdued. Emily asked quietly, is everything okay, Dad? He forced a smile. Just a bump, sweetie. Daddy's got this. The job hunt began with vigor, CVS polished, LinkedIn profile updated, calls to old contacts. Interviews trickled in. Sleek offices, probing questions from recruiters half his age. Impressive CV, one said, but we're seeking fresh perspectives. Another, the market's saturated, we'll keep you in mind. Rejections piled up, each email a dagger. Weeks blurred into months. Severance dwindled, savings eroded. Bills arrived relentlessly, mortgage statements in red ink, credit card alerts beeping on his phone. Tension mounted at home. Sarah spread the financial statements across the table one evening. The car's due, utilities are late. We can't keep this up. Jack rubbed his temples, frustration boiling. I'm networking every day. Something will break. But doubt crept in, and with it, the bottle. A glass of scotch to unwind became 2, then a nightly ritual. Sarah confronted him gently at first. Jack, you're drinking more. It's worrying the kids. He snapped, it helps me think straight. Arguments escalated, voices raised in the once peaceful home. We can't live on promises. Sarah shouted during one explosive fight. The kids deserve stability. Emily and Tommy watched from the hallway, eyes wide with fear, Tommy clutching his stuffed bear. The tipping point came with the repossession notice, taped to the front door like a scarlet letter. Sarah packed suitcases, her face a mask of resolve amid tears. I have to protect them, Jack. We're going to my sister's in Kent until you sort this out. He begged, on his knees in the living room. Please, give me time. I love you all. She kissed his forehead, voice breaking. Get help. For us. The door closed, the car pulled away. Jack collapsed on the floor, surrounded by echoes of laughter now silenced, the bottle his only companion. The house sold quickly, proceeds swallowed by debts. Jack bounced between cheap motels, stretching pounds until even those ran out. His car became his shelter, parked in shadowy lots, waking to security guards rapping on windows. Move along. The repo truck hauled it away one dawn, leaving him with a duffel bag and shattered pride. Streets claimed him, alleys for sleep, skips for scraps. His beard grew unkempt, clothes ragged and stained. Begging became survival, spare change for food. Passers-by averted eyes, some hurled insults. Get a job, loser. I had one, he muttered, invisible in the city he once dominated. Parks offered fleeting refuge, benches under streetlights, the cold seeping through thin layers. Hangovers blurred days, alcohol numbing the pain but deepening the hole. One night, staring at the Thames from a bridge, wind whipping his face, dark thoughts whispered, end it all. But memories of Emily's laugh, Tommy's hugs, Sarah's touch pulled him back. Rock bottom, curled on a Hyde Park bench, shivering in pre-dawn fog, questioning existence. Then, a voice pierced the haze. Rough night, eh? You look like you could use this. Jack squinted up. A man in his mid-60s stood there. Elliot, with kind eyes crinkled at the corners, a salt and pepper beard, and a coat that had seen better days but was clean and mended. He held out a steaming coffee cup from a nearby cart. No catch. Just human decency. Jack hesitated, suspicion born of hardship, but the aroma was irresistible. He took it, warmth spreading through numb fingers. Thanks. Name's Jack. Elliot sat uninvited, sipping his own. Elliot. Mind if I join? Been a while since I had bench company. Jack eyed him warily but nodded. Conversation started slow weather, city noise, then deepened. Jack opened up, the dam breaking, the merger betrayal, fruitless job hunts, spiraling arguments, family's departure, descent into homelessness. I was on top of the world. Now, scraping the bottom. Elliot listened without interruption, his expression one of genuine empathy, not pity. I know that story all too well, Elliot said when Jack finished, his voice steady. 2008 financial crash wiped me out. I was a property mogul, mansions, yachts, the works. Bad investments, market implosion. Lost the business, the house, everything. Wife filed for divorce, called me a failure in court. Kids stopped talking to me, ashamed. Ended up on streets like you, bottle my best friend for months. Jack's interest sparked. How'd you climb out? Elliot chuckled softly, a sound laced with hard-won wisdom. A stranger named Henry. Found me in a park much like this, offered coffee and conversation. Turned out he owned a small hardware shop. Gave me a job sweeping floors, no CV, no questions. Work builds character, he said. Started small, got sober, learned humility. Saved pennies, started my own logistics warehouse. Rebuilt from scratch. Now, I pay it forward. Jack stared into his cup. No one's offering me squat. Elliot stood, extending a hand. I am. Breakfast first. My treat. No obligations. Hunger overrode caution. Jack followed. They walked to a cozy cafe nearby, the kind with checkered tablecloths and endless tea refills. Elliot ordered the full-spread, fluffy pancakes dripping with syrup, crispy bacon, scrambled eggs golden and hot, hash browns sizzling. Jack ate ravenously, manners forgotten in the face of real food after days of scraps. Between bites, Jack asked, "Why help a total stranger?" Elliot leaned back, stirring his coffee. Because Henry did. And someone helped him before that. It's a chain, break it, and kindness dies. You strike me as a chap with potential buried under bad luck. Sharp eyes, even now. Jack felt a flicker of something long dormant, hope. What if I screw it up? Elliot smiled. Then try again. But I bet you won't. The offer came as they finished. I need a cleaner at my warehouse. Entry-level, minimum wage, but steady hours. Prove yourself, and there's room to grow. Get a paycheck, rent a room, start rebuilding. Jack considered, the weight of his failures pressing down. Okay. When? Tomorrow, 7 a.m. sharp. Handshake sealed the deal. The warehouse loomed on the city's industrial edge, a vast space humming with forklifts beeping, crates stacking, workers shouting orders. Elliot introduced him to Mike, the burly foreman with a perpetual scowl. New meat. Start with the floors, mop till they shine. No breaks till noon. Jack nodded, grabbing supplies. The work was grueling, scrubbing oil-slicked concrete, emptying overflowing rubbish bins heavy with debris, wiping down machinery caked in dust and grease. His back ached, hands blistered, but he pushed through, sweat soaking his shirt. During lunch in the break room, a co-worker named Carlos, a lanky bloke with tattoos peeking from his sleeves, slid him a water bottle. First day? Looks like it kicked your ass. Hang in. Elliot's fair, unlike most bosses. Jack managed a tired smile. Thanks. Needed that. By shift's end, Elliot checked in. How'd it feel? Like hell, but good hell, Jack admitted. Elliot clapped his shoulder. That's the spirit. Here's day pay, cash. See you tomorrow. Jack pocketed it, found a budget motel, and collapsed into a hot shower, washing away layers of grime and despair. Staring at his reflection, clean-shaven now, he whispered, one day at a time. Weeks unfolded in rhythm. Jack arrived early, tackling tasks with growing efficiency. Mike's grunts evolved from criticism to reluctant praise. Not half bad, Harrison. Keep it. Paychecks accumulated. Jack rented a tiny studio flat in a rundown building, peeling wallpaper, creaky floors, but a lock on the door and a bed that wasn't concrete. He quit drinking cold turkey, battling shakes and cravings with black coffee and long walks through the city, rediscovering its pulse without the haze. One evening, heart-pounding, he dialed Sarah. Jack, her voice tentative, laced with surprise. Yeah, it's me. I'm better. Got a job at a warehouse. Sober for weeks now. A bloke named Elliot, he helped me off the streets. Silence stretched, then softened. That's huge, Jack. The kids ask about you every day. Can I see them? Please. Hesitation. Not yet. Show it's real. But I'm proud. The call ended, but hope lingered like a lifeline. Elliot became more than employer, a mentor, confidant. Over coffee breaks in the warehouse office, they shared stories. You were in sales, right? Big leagues, Elliot noted one day, eyeing Jack's organized inventory logs. Yeah, closed deals that built empires. Why rot here? Leverage it. Jack laughed bitterly. Who hires a former exec turned bum? Elliot's eyes twinkled. No one. So hire yourself. Start a consulting firm, guide small businesses through growth, marketing, the stuff you know blindfolded. The idea ignited. But startup cash. Elliot pulled out his checkbook. 15 grand. Interest-free loan. Pay back when you're rolling. Jack's voice caught. I can't accept that. You can, and you will. Belief is the first step. Henry's gift to me, mine to you. Tears welled. Jack embraced him. You're saving my life. Elliot chuckled. Nah, you are. Evenings transformed into planning marathons. Jack invested in a used laptop, researched competitors, built a website, Harrison Revival Consulting, strategies to rise and thrive. Business cards printed on cheap stock, but professional. Cold calls began. Hi, Jack Harrison here. Former exec with proven results. Can I help scale your business? Hang-ups stung, doubts whispered failure. But persistence paid, a local bakery owner bit. Sales are flat. Show me what you've got. Jack crafted a plan, social media blitz, targeted ads, loyalty programs. Within weeks, the bakery buzzed with customers. You're a wizard, the owner raved, referrals following. Challenges arose, testing resolve. A client, a startup cafe, complained, your strategy flopped, foot traffic down 10%. Jack dove in, analyzing data late into nights. My oversight on local trends. Revised plan, no extra charge. He pivoted, incorporating community events and influencer partnerships. Sales rebounded 25%. Word spread, clients multiplied. Jack leased a small office in the city, hired an assistant, a young grad eager to learn. Revenue streamed in, debts cleared. Family reconciliation was deliberate, healing. Jack visited Sarah at her sister's, nerves jangling. You look like the old you, she said, door ajar. The kids rushed out, Tommy leaping into his arms, Emily hugging tight. Daddy. We missed stories. Over awkward coffee, Jack shared his journey. Elliot saw something in me when I couldn't. Gave me a chance. Sarah's eyes softened. Counseling. For us. They started sessions raw, honest. I let you down, Jack confessed to the therapist. Addiction, pride nearly destroyed everything. Sarah reached for his hand. But you're fighting back. Weeks later, they moved home, the house alive again with toys scattered, meals shared, bedtime routines restored. Business thrived. Jack repaid Elliot over lunch at the same cafe. Double the amount. You changed my trajectory. Elliot waved it off. Proud of you, son. Now, pay it forward. Jack nodded, eyes resolute. He did. Months later, in Hyde Park, Jack spotted a young woman on a bench, head in hands, backpack at her feet, echoes of his past. Rough day. Coffee on me. She looked up, wary. Why? Because someone did it for me. What's your story? Conversation flowed. He offered guidance, a lead on a job at his firm. The chain continued. Years on, Jack's consulting empire expanded, employing dozens, mentoring the down and out. He spoke at events, sharing his tale. Loss strips you bare, but kindness rebuilds you stronger. Family flourished. Emily at uni, Tommy a football star, Sarah his unwavering partner. Life's scars reminded him, fragility breeds resilience. In quiet moments, Jack visited that park bench, coffee in hand, ready to extend the chain. Because one stranger's act can ignite a lifetime of change.